Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'm going to try to make a clump with a whole lot of Japanese maples that I saw a few years ago. I think they're 2 years old now, and as you can see, some are quite big, like this one. Some, well, they stayed quite small. So I'm going to pick the 7 biggest ones and try to make a clump. So I'll get these trees out of the big pot and then I'll see how the roots are presenting themselves. So if the roots are nice, I can keep these roots. If not, well, I'll probably have to air layer that, and well, I don't know, we'll see. So let's get started. First things first, I'll have to get the biggest trees out, and well, you cannot see it on camera of course, but this is one of the biggest, so try to get that one out. And it was clear from the beginning that that would be a little problematic, but this is one of the biggest, and I'm trying not to disturb the other ones, so that's gonna be a little bit complicated, but slowly. This is one, good roots. This is the biggest one, so I'm just blocking the roots here of the smaller one and trying to pull out that big one here. Of course, that big one, I guess that he has quite a lot of roots, but anyway, you cannot keep them all, so just have to feel where the resistance is. Okay, well, it's not too bad. So yeah. Oh, that came loose. Okay, that's the second one. Just keeping an eye on the trees that I'm leaving in the pot, and try not to disturb them too much, because they're all from the same tree, the seeds, which makes it very interesting to keep them as a well, as a group. This is a little easier. These are 2 right next to each other. Okay, well, I'll get the 7 trees out and then I'll come back to you. Okay, 3 more to go. Yeah, so I got them all, and now I'm just pushing the soil back in the pot and make sure that the other trees are not too much disturbed, so they can keep on growing. This season there's no point getting them all out. They did fine. Okay, so let's clean this up. Next step in this process is having a look at the roots of each individual tree. And what I'm hoping for is to see good roots on one side, because when you plant a clump, well, what you want to do is make sure that all the trees have their radial roots on one side. And there are nice pieces of moss here that I will keep. So this one is nice. This is the tallest one, so just keeping the moss. That's a nice root. That's a whole lot of nice roots. Well, I'm not complaining, but I'll have to make a choice, probably. Okay, I think I'll have to wash them out, and as you might have seen, I planted these seeds in quite a shallow pot, hoping that when the roots would hit the bottom of the pot, they start to grow horizontally. So if you go too deep, well, your root spread will not be horizontal. You won't have any flare. So I think that's looking quite okay at this moment. I'll sure be able to do this without air layering, I think, which is better. Air layering takes time to develop strong roots. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's a weak one. And that's number 7. Okay, I'll go and wash them, clean up the table here, and then we'll continue. The roots are washed, the table is clean, and well, there we have it. So I'm going to comb out this root just a little more. This one is looking good. That's the biggest one. Has nice roots. I'm going to remove the moss here on the bottom of the trunk. These roots are really great. So yeah, I don't think I need to remove a whole lot here. Well, maybe the tap roots, just removing some of them because, well, you want all the roots to have a proper chance, so probably a little root prune is going to be necessary. So yeah, that has to be done. So that was a small one. You see there's one big root here, and this is probably the tap root, so just remove that and remove that. Okay, same here. Maybe I'll try to keep these ones because they're in the same root plane, and then I'll remove this one. Okay, and then shorten everything just a little bit. Okay, so that's 2. Here is the taproot, and then a slight haircut. That's 3. Taproot, haircut, taproot. Yeah. Of course, all the roots are not in the same plane exactly on every tree, but now it's just 1 or 2 millimeter, and well, it shows. But of course, when these trees get a little older, 1 or 2 millimeter is not going to be a problem. Might just reduce that a little more here. And the last one. It's not a really strong one, this one, but I'll use it anyway. Okay, so now I have all the trees and I need to arrange them so that they look nice together. Okay, so I'm starting with this one. And then I'll add the second biggest one, which is this one, right here. And then again a big one in the back and a big one here. So that makes 4 of them. And I'm trying to get all the roots at the same level. And then I have 3 smaller ones. 1, 2, and then here. Where can I put that one? 3 here. Okay. And so now I'm going to need a piece of wire to keep this all together. And unlike in the well-known video of SAN, I am not going to not wound these trunks. This wire, in time, it can completely disappear into the trees if it has to, but I don't think it will have to, because once that these trees become start to grow, they will fuse and just get rid of the wire. I'm going to comb this out now. A final combing out for the radial root pattern to start, and once these things fuse, then the real root work can begin. And by that I mean a selection of the roots that I need to keep. This thing almost stands on its own. Well, that's nice. I'll grab a pot now. I found a black pot. Yep. Never used it for really something, but okay, it's going to be fine. So here's the pot and here's the clump. So not that it really matters a lot at this point, but I'm going to take these 2 feet here on this pot, put that in the front, and then this is the biggest tree, so I'll put that in the front. So a whole lot of substrate to start with. That's a good start. And then I'll position the tree like so. So let me see the feet. Yeah. Little mountain. Biggest tree in the front. And this is a round pot, so it's fairly easy to find the center. And that's exactly what I want. That's straight in the center. I'm going to arrange the roots as well as I can. But as you know, they don't stay where you want them unless you put something on it. So that's of course what I need to do. Okay, one more. Now a little trick. If you do that, most of your roots will stay where you want them to stay, except this one of course. But this is a way to get your roots radial, and then the substrate, the soil, the whatever you use is going to be between the roots now. So this really is the final step to a good start of your root base. And as you see, some of the roots are bumping out. So these ones, of course, I'll have to put them back. But at least, well, they're radial. And now I can add the last bit of substrate right on top. Okay, so that's all. Don't need a whole lot more now. It's already nicely worked in, and I'm going to take the moss that I had and just plant it to give it some color. And then this thing will need a good watering. Like so. And maybe add just a little bit of substrate between the moss pads. So that they look a little more natural and they won't dry out from the sides then. Like to have the sides of the moss covered. Like so. That's looking quite good. Okay, it's a little bit too much, but it'll keep everything nice and safe. I made a little foam cone here that I'm going to try to get somewhere in the middle here, just to open everything up slightly. So that might get a little problematic, but I think it's going to be a good thing. It'll sort the trees out. Because it's foam, it's not going to hurt or wound any of these trees, but it will open everything up just slightly, so that they all have a spot to grow. And once that this thing is starting to fuse, I think I can wire this out. And well, 7 trees is a lot, but you're never sure that they're all going to make it. Yep. So the main tree is not exactly in the front, it's almost there, so that's good. Anyway, this is just the start. And so this concludes the start of this, well, project that should be interesting in a few years. Wasn't difficult, it wasn't expensive either, so yeah, it's something that everyone can achieve. Just need a few seeds and a few years of patience. So I guess you can do that with a whole lot of trees, hornbeam, elms probably, all kinds of maples. Well, why not? Why not oaks? Why not birch? Yeah, they will all fuse eventually. So happy bonsai, everyone. If you want to see how this progresses, well, please like and subscribe to the channel. So thank you for watching and see you next time.